refresh over here and get our comments over on our YouTube channel. Y'all, what are y'all doing for this weekend? Y'all have any big plans? Isn't this officially the last weekend of summer? For some reason, I'm thinking officially fall starts next week, even though we've all been decorating for fall, let's be honest. We've already got our fall stuff out. Y'all know you got that. Y'all know I'm not the only one. Hey, Angel. There we go. Hey, Jan. So we're getting a little cooler here in the South Carolina area. Hey, Nelly. Why can't I pronounce your name? Nelly? We're neighbors. I should know your name. Hello, Phyllis. Hello, everybody. We're going to go ahead. Oh, a crab boil. That sounds really good. We're going to get started. This is a Christmas wreath base that we're going to decorate. I'm going to do a traditional style Christmas wreath. I know some of you are like, well, Julie, you just said it's not even fall yet. Why are we doing a Christmas wreath? You got to stay ahead of the game. If you guys are interested in learning how to make a Christmas wreath when it is Christmas, I need to make sure the video is up so you can find it when you're ready, right? All right, so this is a Christmas wreath. It's got two rings. It's got an inner and an outer ring, making this elevated. If you do not know what I'm talking about, we've got instructions on our website at southerncharmwreaths.com. Just search Christmas wreath, and we go through the whole process of explaining what the difference between all the different wreaths are. We also go extensively into it in our Wreath 101, our Wreath Making 101 course. It goes into explaining the various styles of wreath bases. All right, we're gonna let me get a little bit of a better angle so that we can zoom in. Oh, y'all, before I do that, look at this beautiful wreath that we made in our Wreath Making of the Month Club group. Isn't this pretty? I love this. Very non-traditional colors with a neutral pumpkin. Everything just works really brilliantly together. I absolutely am in love with this color combination. We also, in our Wreath of the Month Club group, made this beautiful lantern swag back here behind me. So pretty. Look how full it is. Isn't that pretty? So we made this in our Wreath Making of the Month Club group. So we've been busy. Okay, so let me get this angle down so that you can see the work table a little bit. And I do have my glue in my electric fry skillet, and it is melting. Let's see if I can, there. All right, so we've already fluffed all of the wreath. You want to make sure to, oh, Neely, thank you. You want to make sure that you fluff all of the pieces. You just touch every one of them and fluff them out. They're going to be a little mashed. You can get these wreaths, Christmas wreaths, pretty much anywhere, wherever they sell Christmas. And I thought, y'all, I'm hoping this is going to be an easy solution for those of you who are relatively new to making. If you just start with the Christmas base and add to it. All right, let's see. I don't think I need this big old stem. So this one has it's a spray. It's what you call a spray because it has multiple pieces to it. But you can see it's got all the different textures. And if you're in the Wreath of the Month Club group, you know what I'm talking about when I talk about texture. So we're going to insert these into our wreath. I'm just going going to secure it down a little bit better with just, you know, not just with the glue. I love these little berries. Kathy says, loving Wreath of the Month Club. Thanks for all the inspiration. Oh, thank you. Hey, Gail. Yeah, we've been working hard at Southern Charm Wreaths, doing all the things. We've sent out emails today for all the group members, and if you're on our email list, you got another email from me today letting you know of our new blog post. All right, so we've got one here that's added, and then I think I'm going to go over on this side and add. I think I'm just going to start alternating back and forth. You almost don't even need the glue. These Christmas wreaths are really fun to work with because I think I don't know, they're just a little easier sometimes. Do y'all think than the grapevine? Has anybody done one of these? Deanne says she loves the Wreath of the Month Club group. I'm so glad you're in there, Deanne. Bayshore, North New York. Wow. Welcome. The wreath was beautiful last night, says Donna. Thank you. All right, so we're cutting off our stems, fluffing and shaping. So let's do one. I think I want to do one right here. So that's a good question asked Darlene, are these just holiday wreath sprays glued into a regular wreath? Yes. These sprays are good because they can be used for year round or holiday. So they're a little versatile. So this is why I think this is an easy solution for some people. That I'm just going to go over on this side. I mean, half the battle is getting everything added. There's a little berry that's popped open, but I'm not worried about it. That's okay. Let's see, I got one more. Let's add this one right here. I may need to go get another one. Karen says using this kind of wreath is easier for deco mesh to put on her church doors. You're welcome, Miss Debbie. And just get everything fluffed out. Okay, so I think right here, let's grab a bow. I think I want to do 2 bows on here. Let me go grab one more of my pine cone picks, pine cone sprays with all the luscious berries and greenery. Let's add this bow right here, and then I'll show you how to make another one. I want to add another one up at the top. This is a multi-ribbon bow, which we demoed for that. We demoed that not too long ago on our channel. How do we do deco mesh with this wreath? You just use, deco mesh uses those ties, twist ties, for securing the mesh. And this one's, the whole wreath is nothing but twist ties basically. So you just use the needles on the wreath to secure it. Let's see, let's get this over here. I'm just fluffing my bow. And then I'm going to trim my little streamers. So we got 2 birthdays happening this weekend. Or this week, I should say. We had my son Josh. He turned 29. Can y'all believe I have a 29-year-old? Because I cannot. And then my husband, I won't tell you how old he's turning, but he's an old man. No, I always give him a hard time. He's older than me, so I always give him a hard time. Okay, we've got a bow added on one side. Let me show you how I made it. Hey, Terry. Kathy, where do I get my supplies? I get them, everybody asks me that, and there is no one place. There really is not one place. That's a whole nother, that's why we have our Wreath of the Month Club group. That we just literally tell you where all the things are from, because there's not one place for wreath supplies. It's many different. All right, so we're going to start with our ribbon. This is 2.5 inch. I love the colors. Do you see how it matches? Really pretty with our picks that we've already pulled out. If you're new to bow making, you can use a mat to measure out, which to me is easier for starters because then it's exact. Everybody asks me exact measurements, and that's why I'm using the mat. We're making rabbit ears, 2 loops that are both 6 inches. But when you lay it down on the mat to 12, we lay it down on the mat to 12 inches and it makes a 6-inch loop. We're going to do the same exact thing with this beautiful ribbon that looks, it's see-through. I love this. This works for Christmas. This works for fall. It's a very Beautiful ribbon for any occasion. Laying it down onto the mat, take it away from us and pinch into our fingers and then twist. Lay it down on the mat to 12 inches, take it away from us, pinch it into our fingers, and then twist, and then trim. So we've got 2 rabbit ear loops. I'm going to mix these up so that they're mingled together, married together. Okay, and now what we're going to do is go on to our 1.5 inch. And I'm literally doing this for all the layers. Even though this bow isn't necessarily trendy, I mean, not trendy, but traditional, we're using the traditional colors. So it works for a traditional wreath. You're just adding more textures. All right, so we've got that layer, and we're going to add another layer. Let's do these 10. Can y'all believe that September is almost over? I just cannot believe that. We got all of our loops on the front side and our ribbon streamers are on the back side, and we're going to find our wire or pipe cleaner, and we're just going to turn this over and add our wire. Pull the loops towards you and the wire away from you as you twist the bow. Okay, so we've got that. Is this a pre-made wreath? No, it is a Christmas. It's a Christmas PVC wreath. All I'm doing is dovetailing, which just tells the world that this was the end of the ribbon. It just finishes it off. A little polish, you know, more polished look. Completely optional. These are usually the steps that you can skip if you're trying to mass produce for a craft show. All right, let me get this a little bit more situated. All right, bring our wreath back over. So if you struggle with bows and you can't make large bows, here is a trick that I tell everyone. You can make 2 bows and put them side by side, just like that. Let me show you before I tie it down. You see how you can put 2 bows just side by side? You've got a larger bow and you don't have to make a larger bow. You know, you don't have to make a bow that's 14 or 18 inches wide. You just make 2 bows and put them right beside each other and nobody is going to know. All right, let's see, where do I want this? I'm going to put it right here. Okay. And then we're gonna move and fluff, move, shape, and fluff all of our streamers around. Okay, so we've got 2 bows added. I am going to move this bow because it's too far down. That's why I don't trim off my wires right away in case I need to move things. Let's get this. I want to move it on the top bar. Diana's been shopping at Hobby Lobby. Donna's trying to watch while being harassed by her little puppy. Aw. Okay, now we're ready. All right, so now we're moving on to the next step. So wreath making is all about layering. And we've got our first layer added. So now what we're gonna do is add in more. If you know me and you've been following me for a little bit, I'm all about the texture and multiple greens. So the sprays that we've added do already have multiple greens on them, but I just want to add some more. So we're going to use this really pretty juniper bush. It's got the berries on it. Does anybody have juniper growing in their yard? Do I ever use snow spray? You know, interestingly enough, I just bought some off of Amazon. That I was going to give a try. I've not used it in the past, but I wanted to give it a try. So I did buy some, but I've not used it yet. I like this greenery because it moves, the stems move up and down. It is a plastic, but y'all, plastic is so realistic these days. This could be another bush that you put in your planter. Did y'all see the planter video that I did a couple days ago where we made a fall outdoor planter so that I wouldn't have to keep watering my flowers? I'm going to dip it in the glue and start adding. This would be a pretty one for the planters. We got one here. Let's go on the opposite side and add one over here. I think I'm going to go ahead and trim this. Let's do one over here, around the bow. Greta's harvesting pine cones for winter wreaths. Yes, I love doing that. Our old house had a lot of pine cones in it, and now we don't have any in our new house. All right, so we're just working our way around the wreath. I don't know if you can see it yet, how much more texture this adds. Just doing another little greenery sprig. Has everybody got their fall wreath up yet on their door? Margaret just made 2 fall grapevine wreaths. Turned out amazing. Yay! All right, let's see. Let's see, where do I want this piece? Just gonna put it right here. No, Eva, there's no list of supplies. These are just making another wreath for my Etsy shop. All right, let's go this way. Put one right here. And I dripped it on my handle of my wire cutters. Let's gonna wait on using that. All right, so let's see. We've got one more piece. I'm gonna go ahead and add that in. That greenery did a lot, in my opinion. Just added a little pop of that lime green or chartreuse green, which it broke up all the dark green. Does that make sense? There's like a lot of dark green, and so we needed that little pop of light green to break it up. Let's see if this is dried yet. Okay, moving on. Let's see what else we have. I have another bag of the green, but I think we're good. I do want to add some of these pears. I don't know, I think pears, fruit are in a traditional wreath, don't you think? Maybe. I also have apples. I'm just playing around to see. Let's just place. Ah! Or I have these. I'm going to take the pears off, I think, because this is a little, it's very rustic with the pears. And I kind of like these. Even though the pears look really good with these berries. I'm not sure about these yet. Does anybody put florals in their Christmas wreaths? What kind of glue do I use, Cheryl? I use Gorilla Glue. Everybody's loving the fruit after I decided not to do it. Let's do this one. Just moving around the wreath back and forth. I think I'm going to move this one and put it up at the top. Are you gluing to the frame? I'm gluing to the sprigs. I'm gluing to the greenery. Sometimes you need to hold it a little bit. Florals on Christmas wreaths are really big. And you know, there is, if you're having a hard time finding stuff for Christmas because of the supply shortage, don't be afraid to try pulling out your spring florals or summer florals. You can always color enhance them, give them another color. Let me move this around. Isn't that pretty? All right, let's pull over the fruit now and look at it one more time. It does look good. So instead of 3, let's do the 2. All right, so I'm going to get my wooden floral pick. Let's figure out which way we want this. This one's going to go down. So we need to put one right here. One's right there. We're going to do one right here. It's got a little dent, so I'm just going to move that towards the back. Let's get this glued on. Y'all like traditional, or do you more whimsical wreaths? Andy, there is no mechanics. There will not be anything to clean up on the back of this one because we're gluing to the needle ties. The only thing I'll have to do is cut the wires from the all right, so we've got 2 pairs added. And then I think I'm going to add those other pair, apples. But where? Have a nice weekend, Margaret. I wish somebody was making me dinner. I'm not complaining. My hubs makes dinner most nights. I'm usually working. But this doesn't feel like work. Can y'all believe this is my job? I feel very blessed sharing my God-given talent with y'all. Encouraging you to try new things. I know somebody here is watching tonight and they're like, I wish I could make that. I'm here to tell you, you will never know until you start. You will never know until you start. I'm sure there are plenty of people here on this video watching that can attest to that. They used to be a watcher and now they're a doer. Trim this back. So I got started just making for my own home, and then people wanted to buy off my door, and I thought, oh, don't drip, don't drip, don't drip. I thought, okay, that's weird. Floral pick size is 4 inches. Is the fruit coated? This is this looks faux sugared. They're calling it beaded apple. Are y'all, anybody here going to the Sims Pottery Show this weekend? It's, can you see the texture on it? It's got like little glass, not glass, but you know, plastic clear bead, little teeny tiny. I think I'm gonna put this one right here. Julie, is the Etsy part what I'm afraid of because I don't know anything about it? Well, Diane, I didn't know anything about it either when I started. Nobody does. Nobody does. I do have an Etsy quick start guide that will help get you started. Y'all, I forgot, you know what I forgot to do is put glue on the bottom. Let me just redo that. I wasn't thinking, which means I'm going to have glue strings galore. Well, let's just pretend they're spider webs. Once they dry, you can pull them right off. But nobody knows what they're doing when they first start. That's what's scary. That's what's scary. But confidence comes with doing. I'm sure we were all afraid of something at one point. And then you go and you do it and, you know, you survive and do a little bit different, maybe do some more. Let's see. I don't want to add too much, like I don't want to add anything glittery and I don't want to add anything non-traditional. I want to keep this a traditional look. I'm looking at my stuff. I don't want to do glittered. I don't want to do flocked and snow. So I could do another. Let me just look at my green stuff for just a minute. I could do another one of these bushes. if I don't see anything that speaks to me. Oh, let's pull this stuff out. I feel like I have a Hobby Lobby in my garage. Y'all, I'm doing this out of my 2-car garage if you didn't know. Look, how fun is this? This is really cool. Are the pears, those pears bring out the awesome plaid ribbon. Yes, 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 you're right. Watch and you're now I can do. I never imagined that I could do a wreath until I retired and had time on my hands. I love making new wreaths. Yes. I hear a lot of people say, oh, you just make it look so easy. Well, I've been doing it for 12 years, so. Yes, very nice and airy texture right here with this. Okay, let's move this. I'm going to add these throughout. There will be a time that you might mess up. You just redo it. Even with when we were talking about your Etsy shop, y'all, even if you mess up, there is nothing you can't fix. There's nothing you can't redo and fix. Only takes 20 minutes. I recorded a new video for my Success Circle group, 20 minutes to set up an Etsy shop. Oh, I love this. This is just very luxurious looking. This greenery adds so much. I don't know about y'all, but I just love greenery. I can get behind a lot of greenery. This is one of those greeneries that is an evergreen, so it works for winter. This is not from Greenery Market. This is wholesale. The greenery is wholesale from Select. I'm going to save those little pieces. I just do not want to take the time to pull this little plastic thing off. Let's get a longer piece. Y'all have any questions about wreath making or in general or business? Oh yes, absolutely. God is good. Good for you, SK. It looks like you're sharing some good news with the group or with the page. Well, Greta set up her Etsy shop. Can you then buy wholesale? No. Unfortunately, that is not how it works. To buy wholesale, you have to have a sales and use tax license. Well, your state might not have use tax, but you have to have a resale license is what they're called. Ours in our state is a sales tax, but it's called a resale license. That is what you need to purchase wholesale. A lot of people don't understand though, when you sign up for wholesale, you are saying to the state you are a business and you will file your paperwork as such. You will be on time with your paperwork. You will report sales. Even if there are 0 sales, you have to report stuff. And then buying wholesale is, there are some places that have low minimums for you. But then there's a lot of places that require minimums. And you can't buy 3 pieces. You have to buy, you know, a case pack, half case pack, or full case pack, or minimum of 12, or minimum of, you know, 6 or whatever. So there are some restrictions. It's not, I'm looking to see how far I need to go. So we've ended there and here. Okay. I'm just going to stick this one right in the bow. When I was getting started, what I did was I got together with some other business owners that wanted to do the same thing I was doing, and we just divided the minimum orders. Let's see, I don't want to do, I need to cut one more longer piece, but I don't think I'm going to cut. I think I'm just going to make do with this. Let's just do this. This will be just enough to pull that out and make it even, develop our line. Let's get one right here. I like this because it breaks up all the dark green. Let's make sure I can see my apples. You could have put, I could have put a white filler flower or something in it, but I went with the green, the different green. We're going to put this guy right up in the top bow. We have these little leaves. You can also go through and put these in if you ever wanted to do that. But I think we're good. Does look more luxurious and expensive. Now I can charge more for it. Being a business is a lot of paperwork. Yes, Terry. She said she dropped her sales and use tax or her license because it wasn't worth the paperwork. She buys Trendy Tree. I love it. Could you give us the number? We're not doing, yeah, I don't do SKUs on here because that will just open up everybody asking what all the SKUs are. In our group, if you're in the Wreath of the Month Club group, ask in there and I'll be happy to post it in there. And that, oh my gosh, this just looks luscious. It's beautiful and luscious. I love it. Very a very high-end look. And you can see it didn't take much, you know, it doesn't take much effort. 2 bows. And those sprays were already done. You know, you can get stuff like that already, you know, if you're buying at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or Carolina Pottery or wherever you're buying, you can get some of those sprays that are already done and you just put them in a wreath that's already established, a Christmas wreath. Florals, some fruit. So we've got our texture, we've got our dimension, we've established our line, color is there, form is there. We've got all the elements, all of our elements of wreath making. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you like this, make sure to give me a thumbs up and a subscribe to my channel. And also check out our website, southerncharmwreaths.com. southerncharmwreaths.com. We've got some information for you over there if you want to begin your wreath making journey with us. We'd love to have you. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. Enjoy this weekend.